My name is Rhapsody, his name's Orbital Potato, and welcome back to Shellshock Live.
Live. Shellshock.
Live.
Live.
Shellshock Live.
Live. Shellshock.
It lives.
That was great. I enjoyed that. That was exciting.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Alright, let's see what we can get done here on the first turn, because I'm feeling like it's a strong nothing.
I'm feeling like it's a strong nothing as well. That's a strong something. That's a really strong something. How did... What? Okay, the game completely moved me back to a completely different location.
Yeah, when you move in the pre-firing phase, it occasionally does some...
Oh, I feel cheated now. Because I was actually in a completely different location. Oh, I was like... You see where that little mini crater is in front? I was kind of like in the middle of that.
For what it's worth, you were where you are currently on my screen, so like I aimed for that location.
Oh no, I understand what you did. I just disagree with all of it, actually.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And a little bit of an abuse of game mechanics, I must say. All right, here's a question. Have you ever do you ever cheat in games? I bring this up because, well, firstly we were talking about that, but I save scummed. You know save scumming, right? In a recent episode of Civ, and the amount of comments of people that just said, "Oh, hey, good to see someone else that uses the save scum feature." It was quite endearing, actually.
I think I did on like one episode of XCOM Enemy Unknown. And I think it was because like I made a decision very early on that killed my entire squad, and it would have taken me like 20 more episodes to get back to the point. So I think I've like save scummed one episode. I guess debating, you know, how people feel about save scumming in games for misclicks. Like I've done that occasionally in Slay the Spire, where I've misclicked and gone, well, I mean, I'm not gonna lose the game because I misclicked, so I'm just gonna like reload that.
Yeah, because that was why I reloaded the Civ file. I think it was pretty much because it just didn't want to go where I wanted it to go or whatever. So you reckon that's okay? Is that fair play?
Well, no. What I'm saying in that circumstance was a misclick.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I literally had the right strategy. I just hit the wrong card. That kind of thing. Like, I think that's fair. But if like the outcome of your actions changes dependent on, like, if you play a card that has a random effect and then you go, oh, I'm just going to reload and do that again. That's probably not so, you know, kosher.
See, here's my thing, right? Okay.
Come get me.
Great. My opinion on this is like it depends on your intention, right? Like some people have a real issue with people just playing the game for a story, right?
Right.
And if you're playing a game for a story and you're like reloading and you're like save scumming or whatever, it's like I don't think that is even like I don't even think that's nebulous. I think that's like totally fine. Like go for it.
Yeah. Oh yes, damn it, almost.
You know, but like yeah, but in other circumstances, I don't know. Fundamentally the whole thing boils down to the fact that I don't really care. Like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't think it matters too much, but yeah. I think that, you know, a lot of people would get reasonably frustrated were I to, you know, just reload every time I didn't get the right result from a random card in Slay the Spire, and I would totally understand that.
Yeah, look, I get that, but like but you know, you're not just playing for story, you're playing for well, skill, I guess, aren't you?
Still doing the Heartbreaker Chronicles. Well, actually, you know what? This episode, when it comes out, I may have finished the Heartbreaker Chronicles. Hopefully.
Sorry, can you just elaborate? What is a Heartbreaker Chronicle?
So the game has 20 Ascension levels that are described in vague before. But the Heartbreaker Chronicles are going through Ascensions 0, 5, 10, 15, and 20 on each character to beat the Heart, the Corrupt Heart, the new endgame boss.
Yeah.
That isn't really meant to be beaten by most builds, that is kind of objectively unfair. So it's definitely like a very difficult task to take on. It's going okay.
So
I'm on Ascension 15 for one character and Ascension 20 on 2 other characters at the moment.
So you're recording all of these episodes. All of these episodes are on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all of them are recorded, even the failures. And some would say a disproportionate amount of them are failures. To which I would respond that not killing the 4th boss, because the 4th boss is literally not meant to be fair. Not killing the 4th boss is fine. It's like, that doesn't mean a run is lost. If I just chose not to fight the 4th boss, would it now be a win instead? So I usually dictate it on whether or not I win the Ascension 20. And then after that, it's like, okay, can I kill the Heart? But I don't, progress in levels until I do kill the Heart.
So is there a specific type of build that allows you to win? Does it need to be a specific build in order to win?
It doesn't necessarily need to be a very specific build, but the problem is the Heart has one turn that it ramps up on the first turn. And then the second turn it does 50 to 60 damage, and then the turn after it does 3 by 12, and then it gains strength the next turn and then does it again.
Okay.
And it trashes your deck with 5 cards on every turn where it's buffing as well. So basically you can't kill it with an infinite, because it deals 1 damage, 2 damage on Ascension 20 to you every single time you play a card. It's obviously has huge hits, right? Like a character's health pool will usually be 80, and it's doing 50, 60 on the second turn.
Yikes.
Yeah, it has multi-hits as well, so you can't... You can't just have a bunch of plated armor or anything like that.
So how do you beat it then?
Also, you can't do more than 300 damage in the same turn. So it has, I think, 750 HP. So you need to spend at least 3 turns killing it, which means that your deck can't just be offense. You need to also have defense. Yeah, it's really rough. Really rough. So you basically need a broken build to beat it.
Okay.
In Ascension 20. In Ascensions, in the lower Ascensions, it's a bit easier, but it's still not great. There's a lot of... See, I'm wary talking about this right now because I suspect that it might actually be changed at some point in the near future because of how restrictive the gameplay style, if you depend on fighting the Corrupt Heart, is.
I mean, wowzers.
That's a really good shot. Oh my god.
I don't think it's enough though,
was
win.
It? No. Almost though. That was really good.
Thanks. If I'd have hit that Soul Blade at the start, then I would have won that one. But
you're not wrong.
Shell shocks and hand grenades.
Alas and alack.
Yep, exactly. Disappointing. I'm not even going to bother moving because I got cheated out of it last time.
That's fair.
I don't even want to play anymore.
I'm taking my ball and going home.
That is exactly it. Speaking of balls and going home, have you played Super Smash Bros. Ultimate?
How contentious would you like my answer to be? Because I have given my legitimate answer to that before and been told to tone it down.
Excuse me, not by me.
No. I'm just saying, would you like me to give you the answer that would get me told to tone it down in other situations? Well done. Very well done.
No, don't, why are you congratulating me? It's not like I did it on purpose.
That's really good.
Yeah, but I didn't do it it wasn't skill. It was just luck.
Well, yeah, aimed it somewhere.
Well, that's true, but I don't really feel like I should be congratulated for that.
Oh. Too late, nerd. Oh.
That's a yikes. Anyway, sorry. Give me the contentious answer. In fact, give me the non-contentious answer first.
I don't particularly enjoy that style of game.
Give me the contentious answer.
I hate Super Smash Brothers.
Okay. That's fair enough, I guess. Is that it? Like, you gonna follow it up with some
no. I have
reasons?
like long arguments for it, but I don't want to get into them because I understand that it is a revered kind of thing here on the internet. So I am more than happy to say it's just not my kind of thing. I have very strong feelings on it. I think it is creatively and artistically void. I think it's a reasonable fighting game in terms of its mechanic set. I think the mechanic set is, you know what, actually fair for a fighting game. You know what? Okay, cool. I don't like fighting games, so great. I think the idea of just including a cultural prestige of all of these characters that people remember from their childhood is a very, very quick way to cash in on nostalgia rather than actually providing anything of reasonable substance in that form. I don't think that the presentation value of it is worth almost anything, especially considering I was someone who grew up not particularly engaged in many of these different franchises. So to me, it's like watching Once Upon a Time. Have you ever seen that show where they just put in every character from every different Disney property and every character from it doesn't fit. I think people have a reverence for Super Smash Brothers that they didn't have for PlayStation All-Stars because, well, you grew up with Smash and PlayStation All-Stars came out when you were a teen. I think if it started at this point, people would look at it and go, they're putting all of those things in the same. Why? I don't like it. Also, for what it's worth, I have legitimate beef with Nintendo.
Legitimate?
I think you would have a similar beef for their interactions with our community in the past.
I know, they've reversed it now, though, apparently, haven't they?
They have, but that doesn't mean they didn't do it.
No, I agree. Look, I'm on your side 100%. I was just providing a little bit of factual backup. They had what was like I think it's called a content share program.
They did
where they would basically claim, I think it was like 40% of your YouTube revenue or your advertising.
No, not yours. The overall.
Really, the overall, so including YouTube shares. So pretty much like that's pretty much like 80 to 90% of your YouTube revenue, then, isn't it? Give or take. Okay. Yeah, no.
And that's, that's what they introduced to try and tamp down from the system of just completely claiming.
Yeah, copywriting.
And also, you had to sign up with them as your MCN so that you could be part of their partnership program. So if you had a legitimate MCN, not that there are that many legitimate MCNs at that point, you were screwed as well. It's just, it was a very, very, very poor move.
Here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing, is that I actually think that there were, in fact, I'm 90% certain that larger YouTubers were exempt from that. Like,
I'm sure that they would be able to negotiate deals for themselves.
No,
yeah.
I don't even think that. I just think it was like, oh yeah, you're like a sizable YouTuber, and therefore you don't have to do it. You know, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know how many Mario Kart and Smash and Party content did you see on the largest channels? I'll answer that for you. None.
Yep, that's true. That's not true. I did see some on some.
Like, you would have seen Pokemon and stuff like that because that's third party. Game Freak.
No, it wasn't. It
wasn't. It was Nintendo first party games.
It was something else. I can't remember what the situation was, but anyway, yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. It's pretty miserable. I don't know. I'm curious. I've like yourself. I don't understand fighting games. It just doesn't make sense to me. I actually did play the Smash game, whatever it was, on GameCube, like years and sorry, what was it called?
Smash Brothers Brawl.
Yeah, Smash Brothers Brawl. Yeah, that one. I played that years and years and years ago at a friend's house. Like probably bordering on like 15 years ago or something. Maybe just 12 years ago, so it's 10 years ago, something like that. And that I always thought was just I mean, the problem with fighting games, right, is that I always button mash. Is that your problem too?
Yeah.
You just press buttons?
No, that's not my problem. I just don't enjoy them. It's just never been a thing that I enjoyed. And for what it's worth, everyone I knew grew up playing every Smash game as it came out. Like all of my friends currently are getting together and playing Smash like every other day. And I can't really enjoy, like, for people to understand, like, because I do want to like explain a little bit. For people to understand my emotional reaction to the game, also consider the fact that it alienates me from my friends that I can't be part of this. And I can't be part of this because all of them are ridiculously good at it now.
Yeah.
There's no way for me to even join in. All of them are people like going, oh, I'm just going to go to a competition and play Smash Brothers. And they're all just hanging out. Like, I'm glad that they're all hanging out and having fun and good time, but I don't get to see my friends much at all. And when I do, and there's more than 2 of them in the same room, they're like, oh, have you got a Switch? Let's play Smash. And then I just get to sit there and watch. And it's really awkward and it isn't fun.
Yeah, I feel you about that. Literally no one that I know owns a Switch. Just to put that out there.
Everyone I know does.
Well, is it really?
Because they all got it for Smash.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of, I don't know. That's just kind of crazy to me because I've never really had any associate, or I never really felt any love for the game, so to speak. But I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's really interesting.
For the record, I don't have anything against people who do. It's just I don't enjoy it at all. And my last 2 months have been dominated with people just talking about Smash constantly around me, and no, it's not for me. And it's like everyone is constantly spending all of their time on and talking about and playing something that I actively dislike.
Well,
I don't hold that against them, but you can see why it might make me hold it against the game.
This is a Smash-free zone, my friend. We don't need to talk about Smash anymore. It's
So who's your favorite character in the Smash roster?
Oh, dude, it's Pac-Man. I love Pac-Man.
Oh, you're a Pac-Man kind of guy. I'm more of a...
Yeah.
I'm doing the Kid Now Squid Now sitch.
The what? Kid Now Squid?
Kid Now Squid Now?
Oh, the Splatooner.
Splatooner, yeah.
Splatooner? Inkling, yeah, that's the one. Splatooner. Have you played Splatoon?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so
Who guesses why?
Let me guess. You hate Nintendo.
Yeah.
And you hate your friends.
Have legitimate beef with.
You hate your friends because they all play Splatoon a lot.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Okay.
They didn't all get on board with Splatoon.
What's the other reason then?
No, it's just I said I'll give you 2 guesses, not 2 reasons.
Okay, it's a game mechanic. Oh, I know. It's because it's a multiplayer game and you hate multiplayer games.
That's also true.
Oh.
I don't particularly enjoy many multiplayer games. That's right.
There we go. So what? Okay, let's talk Nintendo games then. What Nintendo games have you actually played?
It's gonna be a short list.
Well, that's what I was kind of figuring. You know, it would be a.
Oh, let me search up Nintendo.
That was pathetic.
Okay, I searched Nintendo and I can't find just like a straight up easy to read list of games. Probably very few. Maybe like a couple games on the Game Boy. Like first party developed Nintendo games. Probably a couple games on the Game Boy, and that's...
All right, that's fair. I'll grant you that. Okay,
how about yourself?
Oh, I didn't. Not many. I played. In fact, not many actually. I think I'm probably with you in terms of. There's not a whole heck of a lot that I could really remember talking about or remember playing. None that really spring to mind, that's for sure. Not for a long time, other than just like a casual fling. But yeah. Anyway, that was the most boring.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost impossible to avoid them.
Yeah, well, exactly. They're like cultural touchstones, you know.
Lodestones.
Yeah. Anyway, most boring topic of conversation ever, perhaps.
It's mostly just that when you air anti-Nintendo sentiment or anti-Smash Brothers sentiment, it can reflect poorly on people. Because, like, a lot of people, understandably, having grown up with it and enjoying the games that they currently are and etc., really, really would possibly take offense.
Yeah.
So I try not to talk about Nintendo at all, because that happens.
Yeah. There's a list of Nintendos and Nintendon'ts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nintendon't disparage Nintendo. Nintendo what Nintendo's, by the way.
A Nintendo's what a Nintendo does. A Nintendo does. No, okay, I'm not gonna.
What was your first console? Did you ever have a console?
My father had a PlayStation 2.
Right.
That was it. That was it. That was it. That was it actually. And then I bought a PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm. What convinced you to buy the PlayStation 3?
Oh, this must have been like 6 or 7 years ago, I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just after I got my first job. Like, it was sort of like
one of those treat yourself first paycheck kind of things.
Yeah, kind of, but I'm struggling to remember, honestly. I mean, I guess the biggest reason, or the what I ended up playing on PlayStation 3 was pretty much just purely Battlefield 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you played the Battlefield franchise much, but
no, not much at all.
It's Battlefield 3 is fantastic. Battlefield 4 is garbage, and I never want to play another Battlefield game ever again. Yeah. Okay, so
I seem to have heard that sentiment kicked about.
Yeah, it's like Battlefield 3 was where it peaked, and then everything else is that I just literally haven't cared about. I'll tell you what I did. So that there was this map in Battlefield 3, which I still love thinking about this. It was called Nosher Canals. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go play a bit of Nosher, you know. And so this is gonna be like a super boring explanation, but it's really, really fun for me. So humor me for a bit. So there was this canal, right? And in the very corner of the map, there was a massive crane. It's a small map. It's like a 20, I think it's a 20 or a 10 versus 10 or a 20 versus 20 deathmatch thing. So it's a very small map, only maybe, you know, like a couple of 100 meters from one side to the other. Not meant to be a big map. Anyway.
Yeah.
In the very corner of this map, there is a crane, and that crane is completely unassailable. So you couldn't like walk, you know, you couldn't like walk up the crane. There was no way to get up it at all, right? And I love playing sniper, because of course I love playing sniper, and I just love to camp out in the corner of the map. And
are you prepared for the hate you're about to receive?
I am prepared.
Not for me.
I am 100% a camper. Like, people who say, "Oh, you're campers," right? I'm sorry, but if you can't get on board with campers, then you can't get on board with playing smart, son. Like, it's just not. It's just not. Like, you know, campers camp for a reason, and it's because it's so much fun to just pick people off. Anyway, yeah. So what I would do is that there used to be this. I don't know if it's still in, but there used to be this weapon in the game called a recon beacon, and it basically allowed you to spawn onto the beacon, right? And if I was to place it in a certain location, like right next to the very corner of the crane, right, you would parachute in on top of the recon beacon, and you would parachute down onto the crane. You'd get a like prime sniping spot right at the top of the crane, and then for the entirety of the game, you could just pick people off like from miles away. They wouldn't be able to see you because, like, of course, anyone on the ground level, they can barely see like the sniper at the top of the crane because of the way that the map works in terms of like the elevation. So you couldn't see the sniper. I could just pick people off. And you know what? Even if someone did manage to shoot me and another sniper managed to get up onto the top of the crane, it would be still a super fun, enjoyable experience to shoot the sniper down from the top of the crane. So that's what I literally did the entire time. And it was great fun.
It's going to be a super fun, enjoyable experience for exactly one player on that server.
Exactly. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. 10 out of 10 would do again.
And now they need to include that side of the map in 4 or 5, and then you can get on board, I have to.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, until we see the patch notes that do that, my name has been Rhapsody, his name has been Orbital Potato, the name of the series has been Shellshock Live. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below for all of our content on this game, past, present, and future, as well as a link to Orbital's channel. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Bye.